It's Thursday, October 16th, 2025, and I'm back here on Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and I'm looking at the 5 minute chart. And so basically, what I have marked out here on the chart right now is several key levels. This purple line here is the opening price from yesterday, so I actually have to update that to what it shows for today. But we do have our power of three working again today. And if I didn't mention it already, I am also in a short. So I'm looking for this to be like a continuation of the move that I was in yesterday, which I didn't get the full recording of. Although it panned out mostly, but I didn't get the full TP hit. Okay, so we can see here we're well above our New York midnight opening price. So we have our power of three working, where we had an accumulation, a manipulation up higher. So this is a huge manipulation up higher. And I want to take your attention here to this huge down close candle right here. So this further solidified my bias to be short. Okay. And I'm going to go all the way out to I'll go out to the daily. Okay. So it's actually a daily key level that I was using yesterday, and I'm still basing my trade idea off of that daily civvy. So let's zoom out a little bit. So you can see here where we took out a high right there. Let me put my demonstration tool on. So yeah, we can see here where we took out a high right there. And then right here we had a huge displacement on the daily time frame. And we took out this low right here and also this low right here. And it left behind this inefficiency in price action on the daily time frame, which I have highlighted as a red rectangle. So that's our daily sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. And then from that daily level, let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, so you can see here where yesterday we came into that level, and I had a short idea that I was framing yesterday from a 15-minute market structure shift from that sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. But we can see here now where we've continued to shift structure on the 4 hour time frame away from this daily sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Now let's drop down to the hourly. Okay, so from the hourly time frame is where it gets interesting. So this is the time frame that I like to use. It's basically the one I use where if I'm keying off of a daily level, I like to use the hourly time frame to read structure. So we can see here where from that daily civvy, watch this low right here. We came down. We just sweeped it a little bit right there yesterday. And then we came down even lower. Okay. So it's like we're sweeping into sell side down here. And the sell side liquidity draw, or at least one of them that I had marked out yesterday, is right here. So these relative equal lows, you see it was swept there, and then it came down, dug into it again, and then it came all the way back up. Okay, so this run here this morning is just pricing in a premium for people that want to continue to short this move. So I want you to watch these two up close candles right here, because that's what I'm using now. So these two up close candles, along with this inefficiency and price action right here, right there. So that's an hourly order block. And leave it red. So H1 negative OB for order block, a bearish order block. Okay, so we came up into it. All right. And then from an hourly key level, I used 5-minute structure. So we came up into it. We've been like working that order block throughout the latter half of the morning for London. And then right here is what I want to take your attention to. So right here we have our advanced market structure. So I'll draw that out right here. Text. So we have an intermediate that didn't work out. Okay, so mark this here. This is a long-term high. Long-term high for LTH. And then we have these intermediate term highs to the left and to the right of it. So intermediate high right there. And then there's another intermediate high right here. And then I like the structure that we're forming inside of this fair value gap now. That actually qualifies this as an intermediate term high. But I'm going to put this one here, ITH. See that there? And then right here, this structure that's forming inside of this fair value gap, this here is another intermediate term high. And then we have a short term high right here. So this is the structure I like to see on my entry time frame. It gives me a lot of confidence in my trade. Now, of course, nothing is 100%. But I like these confluences here. You see that? So there's my short. You see where I got in short right here. So I got in late on this account. I was really waiting for structure to develop. It was working the upper end of this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. And I just wanted to see it leave that fair value gap before taking my entry. And so right here on this candle, we get a nice exit from that fair value gap. And so I got in late on that close. Right there, as it was about to close, I got in. And then I got my stop way above this long-term high. And so that gives me a lot of breathing room. So price would really have to violate a lot of structure to stop me out. But again, as you all may know by now, my approach to risk management is to partial out losses as well. So when price gets to about, so on this trade here, I'm risking $500. So when the trade is at 315, I believe, that's when I'll partial out 80%. I'm gonna check my math on that. So 312. So at 312, I'll partial out 80%. If it runs against me and my P&L or my L is at 312, I'll partial out 80%. And then I do the same thing for my winners, where when my winner, so I'm risking a 1 to 2, so I'm risking $500 to make $1,000. And so in this case here, once my trade gets to $625 in profit, I'll pull off 80%. Unless price is just really animated below that threshold for me, then I'll just let it run. But the time now is 9:14. It's about to be 9:15 in a couple seconds. And so I'm looking to see some speedy sell side delivery here. And again, my take profit is above our New York midnight opening price. So that's a very safe take profit. Price action could very well just run through all of that. See, we got this low down here. And I'll take this red horizontal line off. That's our old sell side liquidity. Our new sell side liquidity is actually down here. And let's fix this chart up a bit. But yeah, just so you know, my attention is way down here. My take profit is right there at 0.91076. About 91 cent even. So I'm interested in seeing how the market will inject volatility at the 9:30 equities open. So now it's just a waiting game to see how this one delivers. So stay tuned.